I'm co-chair with my captain, Tim Felby, with the Police Advisory Board at Ingleside, which has not discussed this at all. It's not taken the exams. And I'm also former president of the Outer Mission Emergency Residents Association, which we have since the inception of this conversation in the mid-2000s, when I was there when you were being experimented on, in favor of this tool for the police department. And I just wanted to bring that back to you, that we have not gone away, and we do support the SFPD regarding having more tools in their arsenal to keep not only the perpetrators in line, but also to keep us safe in San Francisco. And one of the things that you were talking, or anybody else that comes to our city, one of the things that you were talking about that brought mind to me, talking about the C.I.T. and those who have challenges, which either mental disability or physical disabilities. Several years ago, when Chief Fong was chief of the police department, I had her here, and I have a very good friend who has been an epileptic patient for well over 20 years. Has suffered seizures, grand mal seizures on buses and on streets, and he doesn't drive. Of course, he doesn't drive any longer, and it's been several years that his license was taken away. And and his wife and I had a discussion about how the police perceive people like that, and how do they identify people who are having seizures. Because a lot of the times, police officers may think that they're drug overdose or alcohol overdose. So I contacted the director of the regional director of the Epileptic Foundation in Walnut Creek, and both of those people came over with my friend Tim and his wife CJ and the chief, and we had a very meaningful conversation regarding this. And we were talking about things that we can do, sort of like people who are allergic to penicillin, they have a little bracelet, and to work to see if there's an identification process that we could put on people who suffer from these, grand mal seizures or epileptic incidences. And, basically that conversation sort of died down. When you were talking about this, it brought to mind this subject. And Chief Sir, I think you well know that when we were dealing with the P.E.R.F. project, which took about 3 years, I was on 3 of the committees. In one of the committees, we did talk about this particular agenda or this particular issue on identifying this crisis. One of the things that I get really anxious about in dealing with the police department, especially during budget seasons, when I've asked to work with the police department in front of the Board of Supervisors, or other issues like community policing or beat patrols or whatnot, is I get nervous about micromanaging a department. I don't think that we're in the business of micromanaging a department, because I think the police department, with the commission who overlooks the department, has a job and a role to do. But I appreciate you taking suggestions in that could make the department much, much better. And I just have to say, and I put my 3 cents in, I think this is one of the best departments in the nation. And I've worked with several in my role being part of the SFPD nationally. And I respect you and I admire you. And I just hope that we push forward. If it's 5%, then we deal with 5% with the ECWs, and we can work from there. Thank you for everything.